if they don't dance well. They're no friends of mine.
Leave them behind. Oh, there it is.
And who is that funny-looking guy?
Oh, shoot.
We live.
Yeah.
In this jiggy.
We are live going at it. Here we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? 18 weeks of NFL bliss, you guys. 2023 NCAA football season. It's all over now. We're going to tackle both of those. Maybe some NBA Rookie of the Year candidates. I'm reading and hearing about some stuff going on there. The NHL All-Star voting is well underway. They're trying to pick the last 12 guys. We're going to talk just a little bit about the Great Eight, Ovechkin, and his pursuit of Gretzky's goal scoring streak or goal scoring record. And for good measure, we're gonna talk about the merger, the XFL and the USFL. So, can you actually name the champions from last year's leagues? I don't know if I could. So this is either going to be a learning experience for you all or mass chaos like it usually turns out to be. Hey, I got my guys here with me today. Coach Noob, give him a shout out.
What's good, people?
T Sizz.
Get your peanut butter bacon sandwich. It's ready to sizzle.
Oh, Jesus. And Rasheen the Dream. Tell him what you're all about.
Here it is.
That's what he is, huh?
Here it is. Have you seen this guy?
The Dream.
Have you seen this guy?
Oh, they've seen him. They've seen him. I love that picture of you. You look like you're like 14. How old were you there?
The senior year, so what, 16?
You weren't 16, a senior. Or were you maybe?
I'm sorry.
17?
Yeah, 17.
17.
Yeah.
Was that back in the Dacia days?
Hey, come on now. Let's leave that. Please, can we leave that alone?
Oh.
Hey, a little bit of spontaneous reaction. This is where we're going to get into some of this other talk. Currently, Victor Wembanyama, who's the most highly touted rookie in the NBA it's been a while since anybody came into the NBA as highly touted as him. He's having a good season, but he's not the top dog. That distinction goes to none other than Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
Chet Holmgren of the OKC. All right. Have you seen either of these guys play, man?
Yes.
You both seen them? Rasheen, you seen them?
I saw Wemby dunk the ball. He bounced it off the backboard and dunked it. I saw that highlight. That was pretty special.
That shit was classic. That was
There's like no defense. They thought it was an NBA All-Star game.
Yeah.
He's always on his tiptoes when he dunks. He never leaves the floor.
He doesn't have to.
Pretty weird.
He's like 11 feet tall.
I used to be able to do that too.
Yeah.
On my Nerf hoop in my bedroom.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's how Wilt Chamberlain felt when he scored 100 points against everybody 5'8".
You go straight dunkaholic, huh, Young?
Oh, Dad would be mad. Stop jumping up here.
Your dad? Yeah, my dad be like, hey, yeah, what's going on up there? That'd be my dad. He didn't care though,
Is that Holmgren related to the
Mike Holmgren?
Yeah.
No. Chet went to what's the school out in California? The
USC, Stanford.
Oh no, the one that's good in basketball. That's all they do to
Pepperidge. Pepperidge.
You're close.
Pepperdine.
Gonzaga.
UCLA.
Yes.
Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
Who was that one dude who played there? Adam Morrison. He had a Beatles haircut.
He had that stash.
Yeah. Adam Morrison. I remember
he never
that.
got the cheese. He couldn't play defense.
T Sizz and Rasheen the Dream joining us also today. Hey guys, why is the association so highly like why are people so down with it? I don't know. Big Mikey Mills, what's up, buddy? He hit us with Gonzaga. He knew the answer.
He hit us with the middle name, Michael Gregory Mills.
Oh yeah, he did give us the middle.
What is this, confirmation day? You up in St. Gert's?
It might be like Michael Gregory Anthony Mills, if that's the case, because he got that. Everybody gets the middle name Anthony when they get their confirmation.
Yeah.
That's a Catholic thing. I don't know, whatever it is. But Rasheen, you're an NBA guy, right?
Somewhat, yes.
We're sorry you can't be here. Why is the association so highly touted, but nobody watches it? Who watches it? Anybody in here I regularly watch it? Do you look forward to it? Do you watch it Christmas Day? They roll out like 3 games.
No, I watch it when I don't have really nothing else to watch. I watch college before I watch NBA.
Yeah,
me too.
Like Sizzle said, they're not really playing defense.
Yeah.
I think what's so hot about it is the kids like to play the video game. What is it? N2K or whatever the hell it is. And
yeah,
doing all that dribbling around like Curly Neal and spinning it on their finger. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that bullshit. And shooting threes. And, you know, instead of big men being big men like Wembanyama, he should be inside the paint, not outside.
Yeah. He only weighs 114 pounds.
Well, he could do both. So I'm take that back. I'm just here. I'm gonna tell you this. This is
you put Wembanyama underneath.
Say it again, sis.
You putting Wembanyama on the block?
No, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna tell you when I really did watch the NBA, when big men were alive. Shaq,
awesome.
Mourning, Ewing, Hakeem.
Yeah.
You know, those. That's when I watched. You know what I mean? But
Shaqadelic.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see the ball go into Shaq and him turn around and put it on somebody's face, and you know what I mean.
Shaq ate him up.
Now I don't watch it at all, really.
I went to a high school basketball game last night. I'm like, that's basketball.
Yeah, well, that's different.
It was like, I was like, that's basketball. You watch college, that's basketball. You watch the NBA, that's like all-star basketball. That's like watching the game just for fandom. There's no intensity in it.
Because the high school kids are playing so they can talk stuff if they win. The college kids are playing tough because they're trying to get to the NBA. NBA is going to get paid on Tuesdays anyway, so they don't give a damn who wins.
And I think what else has destroyed the game, it's 3 or nothing. Everything's about the 3.
Well, that's why I was never a real fan of Steph Curry. Like, when does he drive the lane? And Mikey even says it right there. He's screaming at us. Big men no longer bang anymore.
Yeah.
You know, Wembanyama's 7'6".
He's not banging,
huh?
7'6", 110. Who? I mean, that's not banging. Who you banging with?
I have no idea. I have no idea who he's got online up there, but I know he's not. You're right. You know, where's that? Giannis is the typical center from back in the day. At 6'10", almost 7 foot, right? His physicality, his build.
Embiid.
And Joel Embiid. Yeah.
I mean, they're still big guys. They're just not as prominent as they were. It's like the heavyweight champ. It's like the heavyweight champ in boxing. You know, that used to be the guy. Now it's the little guys.
Do you think if Draymond Green played during the time when the Bad Boys in Detroit played, or those guys, do you think he would be the badass he thinks he is right now? No. Or would he get thrown around like a rag doll?
I don't know if he'd get thrown around, but there'd be some fisticuffs because Oakley, you had Oakley, Vernon Maxwell, Xavier McDaniel. Those guys like to fight. Like they literally like to fight.
The whole Detroit team.
Yeah, and it's funny you asked that because there's a video that surfaced. Remember Ron Artest?
Yeah.
Him and Green came face to face. You could see Artest say something, and Green walked away. He didn't want any of that.
No. So he just trying to be something he ain't because nobody else is like him in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean.
So my question is, why is it promoted as one of the greatest sports out there after football? Like if you talk to anybody, they push the NBA like it's something special,
because they're getting paid to do that.
Yeah,
that's ESPN, right?
Right.
That's ESPN.
It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do let him shoot threes, Mikey. They do. Mikey. Oh, this is classic. I got to show you guys what he just wrote here. You guys know Mikey, right? He was 3 bills in high school.
Woo! Really?
Yeah, Mikey was a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go to the line, Mike. 300. 300 at what? What was y'all playing? 5A then? 3A?
No, it was 4.
No, we were 4A.
Yeah, 300. You on the
line? He was 3 bills back in the day.
I feel like you're playing dream ball, like Mike, Chops is saying, 300. I want to be a quarterback, like the guy from Kentucky, right? No, get your ass on the line.
He can sling the ball.
That's what the NBA is like. Hey, I just want to shoot.
Jared Lorenzen passed too now. He took too many hits.
They let him out there.
Yeah.
The defense is awful too. They don't play good defense.
Yeah,
they don't play D.
Yeah.
I watched. You said about turning the game on Christmas. I think I did. I watched it about 10 minutes. I didn't count. I should have counted how many times LeBron made it past half court. There was one time he dribbled around for like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then got the ball stolen. He didn't even cross, and then he's waving his arms like, throw me the ball. You didn't even come down for defense. Like it's terrible to watch.
How about how he's sicing his kid now?
How you teach kids to want to play that?
He's sicing his kid now, trying to get his kid. Supposedly Miami's taking a strong look at his kid. What? Are you kidding me?
He's not that good either.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Well,
all right, let's move on. Let me ask you guys this question. What sports all-star game is still fun to watch after all these years? And why do you think all-star games have gone by the wayside? Like, nobody really watches these all-star games anymore.
So baseball is fun to watch. It's the only one.
No, I'm gonna say NHL is fun to watch because you got
3-on-3.
You got all the scorers out there. You know what I mean? So it's sweet to see somebody like. It's sweet. Well, I'm gonna take it back. It's sweet to see somebody like Gretzky pass the puck to Lemieux somewhere, like in a tight spot. Like that was, that's to me, that was pretty amazing. I mean, I think they play pretty hard out there, don't they? It's never like 20-21.
Do they play defense at all, Mark?
Not in the NHL All-Star game.
Yeah,
no,
they don't.
And I'll go back. I don't think it's about the game anymore. Those All-Star games. It's about the day before. It's about the skills competitions for all of them. Home run derby, basketball skills competition, hardest slap shot, and football just outright sucks.
They're done, right? Football, they're just going to do the skills competitions now.
Yeah.
My favorite All-Star game is the lingerie football All-Star game. Like their Pro Bowl.
I was thinking the Big Four, but okay.
They're spectacular. No, seriously though, like at least with baseball, like Mike said, with baseball, they're playing for something. If your side wins, if the American League wins, you get home field advantage in the World Series. If the National League wins, you get home field advantage. So they are playing for something.
You get a truck too.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I don't know what they could do to make it better now. My thought on why it's not as interesting anymore is 15, 20 years ago, you didn't get to see all these superstars play at any given point in time. Now you can get the NFL ticket. You can watch any superstar play on Sunday for his team anytime. Same with NHL, same with NBA, same with Major League Baseball. People don't have to wait to see these guys play in an all-star game now. They can just buy the ticket for their favorite sport or their favorite sports and watch their guys play anytime. You know? And that's kind of my thought. I don't need to watch them in an all-star game. I'll do something else.
So you think the NHL, NFL, NBA said, okay, let's just back off because everyone's watching anyway? I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I don't think that's why they're doing it.
I'm not saying they're backing off of doing that.
The game is just so watered down. It's just like not even enjoyable to watch.
I know, that's a flag football game, the Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I looked, I got a thing in my email about the Pro Bowl and I went and looked at it. It's like they're cheap to go to the Pro Bowl. To those activities and stuff. It's
just have a banquet. Yeah, just have a banquet. They should just have a banquet and maybe like some kind of ceremony where they sign stuff for
at Outback
fans.
in Germantown.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just have it catered right there. Get some food trucks. Bring some food trucks in. Hey, we watched a video. This is a good one, boys. You ready? We watched a video of a mom in California jump up and wrap her legs around her son and hug him following a huge victory. Now, this mom was a very good-looking woman. Very, very good-looking woman. And shall we say, very well put together. But was this appropriate for her to do?
I mean, if that's how they celebrate out there in California.
It is California.
It's not up to me. It's up to them. That's what they want to do.
I mean, if my mom jumped on me like that, we got a different story, but I might not return the next week. But it was just funny to see the reactions of the guys behind him.
That was good.
They're like, oh, damn.
Still smoking.
Number 17, you're like, he's waiting in line. He's next.
He didn't even get the uniform dirty.
Well, did you see? There is some background to that. The fact that boy's, I think the boy's father passed away or something like that. So mom really, like, I think that was an emotional thing for her. You know, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would ever see a mother jump. Like, my wife ain't doing that to Vincent, but
like she jumped on him, wrapped her legs around him, like it was a long, time she's ever seen. It's been a long time since she's seen him. I've never seen a mother do that. I was like, I don't think I'd do that.
Is that her right there?
let me see.
No.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong one.
That's Blake's. That's Blake's girlfriend.
Browning's girlfriend.
Or Browning's girlfriend.
My bad. I don't know why I had that on my phone. That's so weird.
We know why.
Oh, okay.
It was the red hat.
Take it off.
You're trying to find that. That's like a Kanga hat.
What's up with that?
It's LL Cool J's red Kanga hat.
Well,
there is a line in the sand as far as I'm concerned, and she might have crossed it.
With both, yeah, I agree.
No, I mean, my guy, there would have to be a player, parent, coach conversation about that.
Yeah, we would definitely need to bring her in and talk to her as coaches.
Yeah,
make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, hey, check this out. Let's go through Week 18 games, and I think we'll start out with the coup de grace, back up to the backup game, the Steelers and Ravens. That was crazy, that rain that day. So I really don't put much stock in people bitching about Mason having 3 fumbles that day, but
he only threw 2 incomplete passes.
Yeah, I know. And he still had 152 yards passing. Now, granted, he had that big pass at Deontay Johnson.
Half of it was on that one play. Yeah.
Well, the fact that he threw it so nice in that weather.
Let me ask you guys this. Is Mason Rudolph, did he get enough seasoning in those, 5-6 years he sat on the bench to be the starter in Pittsburgh and be that guy?
He's gotten something.
I would think so.
And it's a different guy than we saw, 3 years ago when him and Duck were battling it out. It's completely different.
My thing with Mason has always been he's definitely going to – well, I guess when the weather permits, he's going to definitely chuck the ball a couple times.
Go downfield, yeah.
You got an arm. You got the arm.
Yeah. So,
Mike, what were your thoughts on Mason Rudolph?
I thought he looked solid. He's a good NFL quarterback. To have him as their backup was great. And, they got to – what's he contract-wise? Is he coming back?
He's down for just this year.
Yeah, my guy Kevin Schmidt said it's contract year, bump him up. And I think you're going to see if they go, let's just say they go to Buffalo this weekend and beat Buffalo, but they lose the next round. But it's a competitive game, even the round after that they lose. What do? Do you offer that guy, do you say, hey, here's 3 years, $33 million or something like that, which is still substantially low compared to what quarterbacks get paid, but it gives you stability for the next 3 years. This is going to be a tough decision because, you still have Kenny Pickett there on a rookie contract for 2 more years, maybe three more years if you want. They're not going to cut him. They're just not going to cut him.
I know.
They kept him around all this time. I think.
It's only his second year.
Yeah.
Who?
Pickett.
No, he's talking Mason.
Talking Mason.
I'd like to know why. Tomlin had more faith in putting Trubisky out on the field to lose 3 games in a row than to put Mason out there.
Yeah, there's a disconnect somewhere. There's like a disconnect. Like
you got to pull that. You got to pull that cord sooner.
Like what were they seeing in practice? Was he just not doing anything? Like they
said, I'll tell you what. I was listening to them talk about Mason. Guys who cover the Steelers, They said he is everything and anything you want. The guys love him. They said the reason the defense excels is because he makes them better. You know, he goes out there, he runs the scout team, never bitches, never complains. He works hard at it. You're right though, Rasheen. There's some sort of disconnect there, where Tomlin doesn't want to play him.
Yeah,
it's probably the old OC. He probably screwed the whole thing up.
Canada.
Yeah,
I think this goes back further though.
Canada. I think it's that guy's fault. He screwed up everything.
I think they definitely, Kevin, should get rid of Mitch. I don't see how you keep him when he's Kevin Schmidt on the comments here.
Oh, okay.
I'm agreeing with him. How do you keep him around after he's proven he's not going to make it happen? And what 3 in a row? And Tomlin said we are going with Rudolph this week. There's no controversy, no quarterback controversy. We're riding the hot hand. We're not even considering Pickett if he's healthy.
You think that helps? But let me ask you this. What's the best remedy for a guy who's not the biggest, strongest quarterback in the league? What's the best remedy?
What do you mean?
How do you help that guy who's not like some superstar quarterback like a Mahomes? How do you help him be successful?
Surround them with other pieces.
Yeah, and
confidence.
Our pieces are the running game. Run the ball, exactly, Kevin. And that's what I was getting at. This team has become one of the strongest running teams in the league. Exactly what they were destined to do. And I think they're 2 pieces away on that offensive line, really, from being very dominant up front. I think that center position has to be one of their top 2 picks. And I think that left tackle, you take Broderick, you move him over there, and you draft a natural at right. You know, maybe the kid out of, I think it's Oregon, maybe?
He's the center. Oregon has the center that people are talking about.
Okay. But
Washington has a good tackle.
What did you say, Mike?
I said Washington has a really good tackle.
Yeah. It's Washington. That's right. Washington. And so does Alabama. But that's just my take on it. Let's look at the Ravens, though. We haven't even touched on them. We got down that rabbit hole with Pittsburgh because they made a push to get in the playoffs. But is this Ravens team going to go to the Super Bowl, or is this team going to struggle after having Lamar set up? Remember now, 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks before he takes a viable snap. And, you know, like I was saying to Mike today, we were talking, and I said, playoffs are different, man. It's like playoff hockey. Something changes. And unless Lamar changes some of the things he does, you know, and somebody said, well, he could throw the ball now. If you go look at his numbers, he's a middle-of-the-road guy throwing the ball. I went and looked at him yesterday. Somebody came in and asked us in the office. They said, hey, you know, is Lamar MVP? And he's MVP. Yeah, sure, he's done everything he can. He's an MVP guy. But what happens when you get to the playoffs? That MVP doesn't matter anymore. They're going to take things away from him that he can't possibly, you know.
I'm more worried about those guys, meaning his cast. I ain't worried about him. He's a gamer. That's what he does. I'm worried about those guys because sometimes they play well, sometimes they don't. You know, Flowers, sometimes he's a boom, bang, and sometimes he's a poof. So
their defense is legit.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Their defense is really good.
Well, making it to the dance, who else's defense is legit is who they will probably play. I'm predicting in that second round when Cleveland beats Houston. I think that's what's going to happen. That's going to be a good matchup. That's my prediction.
Hold on. Now, wait.
Defense versus defense.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Sis. When we say their defense is legit, are you going based off that Miami game?
Who, Cleveland's?
Baltimore.
How about the 49ers?
Okay.
That was the game that Purdy threw 4 picks, though, too.
I don't see when you say Debo and Ayuk versus Hill and Waddle. Whoo, man, that's
McCaffrey, Purdy,
Mostert, A-Chain. You're talking
Kittle,
all 4-3, 4-2, 4-1-8 guys.
How about Kittle?
What's the record?
they all been hurt.
Yeah,
Miami against teams 500 or better is trash.
Listen,
yeah.
I hear you.
What are they? 1-5?
We're like 1-6.
Like you said, Frisco. Like I don't know what McCaffrey did against them, but A-Chain averaged 8 yards a pop. He had damn near 100-something yards rushing. He out there running like I'm thinking he jogging. He running past people. So
Mostert got hurt. H-knee. He's
A-Chain.
Yeah, he's in there.
Smitty's 100% right though. Right there, Kevin said, AFC's up for grabs. I wouldn't be surprised. I really would. I don't think that Cleveland will beat the Texans in Texas.
Whoa.
I think their defense is going to be too much for
we're going to talk about some defense. I'm going to go ahead with that Cleveland one.
They're the number one defense in the league.
I'm taking it over Baltimore. Yeah, that secondary. They got 3 guys to cover. Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm interested. I want to see that.
How long can Flacco's magic last?
I definitely want to see Ravens versus Browns. That's what I want to see. Yes.
Yeah, you may see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The next matchup that I want to talk about is the Miami Mash Unit game. The Bills in Miami. I thought that was an ugly game, guys. I just felt like nobody wanted to win that game. I think Buffalo is legit right now, but they're not legit to the point where they're dominating. And because they were playing mostly all Miami's backups, right?
There were 4 interceptions in that game, 2 for each quarterback. They're gunslingers, and it was proven, but you're right. 21-14, just back and forth. And
it was boring. It was pretty boring to me. Neither of them really have that strong of a running game. I mean, Miami a little bit more than the Bills. The Bills had a couple of weeks there where what's his name? James
Cook.
Yeah, he had a couple of really good games, but nothing after that.
It's not a good when your quarterback is a leading rusher by double the next closest guy.
Right.
Josh Allen had 67 yards rushing, and then James Cook was second with 13 carries for 36 yards. Not a good look there. 2.8 yards per carry.
One thing I will say, Mike, is this: the Steelers somehow, some way, do a good job against running quarterbacks. They do it against Lamar. Guys who run the football. It's the quarterback that drops back that'll end up taking off that they don't do such a good job against. But they'll prepare for Allen to run that ball. I'll guarantee you Tomlin will have something ready to go for that. Whether it'll be executed, that's another story. But go ahead, Rasheem.
I'm looking for Herbig to have a big game.
That's what I –
Who?
Exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Nick Herbig outside.
Nick.
Out of Wisconsin.
It's Nick. Nick's the younger one, right? Nate's the one who plays on the line. Nick is the one who – yeah. I agree with you.
All about the brother. Jeez.
I think they're going to keep those guys fresh, rotating them through there too, honestly. And I think you'll see any of those guys I think you'll see any of those guys on either side. We kind of watched it last week.
Yeah, back to the Bills, though. This is their 4th straight division. I think we weren't high on them going into the preseason. We were like, if anybody might be Miami, maybe Buffalo. But they really pulled it out and won 6 of their last 7 to get to where they are.
Who'd they play?
Other teams in the NFL. But and I mean, good point.
With their starting quarterback.
Who they play, but
now when you ask me who the Steelers played, I say with our 3rd string quarterback. When you ask me who Buffalo played it's with their starting quarterback. If you're playing lower tier teams with your starting quarterback and you go on a run, that's great. Congratulations to you and all your success. From my standpoint, though, what Mason Rudolph did as a 3rd string quarterback, not having reps in 2 years, is a little bit different.
Well, here's who they.
You can tell me I'm full of crap. I'm all right with it.
Here's who they played. 6 of the last 7. They beat the Jets. They lost to the Eagles. Beat the Chiefs. Beat the Cowboys. Beat the Chargers. Beat the Patriots and the Dolphins.
Okay, so about from that perspective, 3 out of the 6 are pretty quality opponents.
So are you saying that don't impress me much? Is that what you're saying, Sis?
Oh no, I'm impressed that they won 6 out of the last 7 because they were in a very bad spot.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I think the Dallas game
They finished 11-6.
The Dallas game in Buffalo was a turning point for them.
Kevin Schmidt says if the path to the Super Bowl is on a QB's arm, he's riding with Flacco.
Okay.
Okay, remember you're riding back to Cleveland, so have fun.
Yeah. just because I got that thing that tells me I'm a super fan for Cleveland on Facebook doesn't mean I believe in that.
Hey,
you know.
Hey, we're gonna mark it down, Cav. We're gonna mark it down, baby.
Yeah. He's doing a great job though.
How about this game? Jacksonville at the Titans. You piss Vrabel off game. That's what I call that game. You pissed Vrabel off, which is interesting because we're going to talk about Vrabel in just a little bit. But Jacksonville, I don't know, man. Every year they come into the season with really, really high hopes. A lot of people are like, yeah, this is their year because they have all these high draft picks. And what? You know, they after they beat Pittsburgh, would they win 1-2 games?
Well, they finished 9-8. They went to the playoffs last year, right? And after they beat Pittsburgh, yeah, it was a long season for them.
So they have all these guys that are supposed to be great. Like Trevor Lawrence coming in was supposed to be the guy. Like he's generational talent. His stats aren't that impressive. I mean, what has he really done? He doesn't. I don't know. He's won one playoff game where they came back against sorry-ass Chargers. That was it.
How many years has he been playing?
This is third. No, fourth. Is this his fourth?
Whoa.
This is 3 NFL seasons. I'm going to show you this stat. I think you guys will be able to read this, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can read that.
Yep.
Look at that versus Mac Jones.
Wow.
Same thing. You're looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
Jaguars won 3 of their last 10 games. And
isn't that crazy?
We're not going to blame the offense. They fired the defensive coordinator.
You see that towel up in the corner of your room? You see that towel up in the corner of your room there, Young? That's the reason the Jaguars only won a few games down the stretch. That one dumbass, what's his name? Weingard, whatever.
Yeah.
He had it. He was making fun of the Steelers. Okay. All right. You go ahead and do that. Hey, Smith, I know you're on here now, baby. You remember that when your Giants, if they ever beat the Steelers, you tell them to leave that towel alone. Don't touch that towel.
Touch the towel.
Don't touch the towel. Huh?
The New York Giants?
The New York Football Giants, yeah.
Yep.
No, hey, they wouldn't do that because the Maras and the Rooneys, they're related. They got good blood up there in New York. They're okay.
That's true.
Yeah, that one girl, the one daughter, her name is Rooney Mara.
Yeah. They couldn't come up with anything else. Let's call them both the last names. Rooney and Mara. All right, that's good.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Yeah,
that works. Hey, Texans and Colts was an interesting game. I don't know if you guys watched this. CJ Stroud really, guys, I can't sing the praise more for that kid than what I do. He is the first, in my opinion, legit quarterback to come out of Ohio State. I think he's going to have a nice long. Yeah, I think he's going to have a nice career.
Tommy Maddox,
Art Schlichter,
Maddox. Tommy Gunn Maddox.
He didn't go to Ohio State.
Where'd he go?
You thinking Tom Tupa?
Tommy Tupa. He was a punter.
Yes.
He was a punter. I don't know what to tell you, but all I know is that C.J. Stroud put that team on his back and he led it forward. Yes, he had his bumps along the way, but he had numbers that only some of the greatest had as rookies. And that's pretty impressive to me because he really didn't have a healthy receiving core all year. At some point, Nico Collins went down. Tank Dell's been gone for how long now? You know,
yes.
He's lost a lot of those guys.
And none of them are, or I won't say they're not great because they're in the NFL, but they're not like, hey, I'm going to take this guy in the fantasy league. Like, none of these guys are like, so, yeah, the tight end was 100%. Pretty good.
And then look what's his name? Singletary, the running back. Yep. The guy who came from the Bills, that was his number one guy because Dameon Pierce couldn't get it together. He was hurt, and then he couldn't get it together. Like, that was pretty crazy to me.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
They said the offense doesn't fit Pierce.
That was opening play. Play number 1.
Yeah.
Ooh, he hit him right down the middle.
Yeah.
In stride. That was an amazing play. That dude finished with 195 and a TD.
Yeah.
Can I just jump back to that last game real quick?
Go ahead.
Talk about playing with a purpose and pissed off. How about the running back from Tennessee?
Derrick Henry.
I think is that his last game? He had like 150 yards and a touchdown. Is that his last
in Tennessee?
game?
It might be his last game.
It's gonna be, but
and he just turned 30. Does he still have it?
Oh, hell
yes.
I think so.
Especially in today's game with the 1 and the 2 running backs. Hell yeah.
Can you imagine him playing for like Buffalo?
He could,
or even worse, can you imagine him playing for Philly, who has a powerful offensive line?
Ooh.
It'd be like the year when we just bought Jerome Bettis in to run touchdowns from the 1 yard line. It'd be like that. Hey, bring him in.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So my daughter and I were watching that game, and she goes, "Why is that guy running the ball? He's so big." She said, "He shouldn't be on defense. He's a defender. He's too big to be on offense."
Yeah.
I said, "No, he's a running back." She was like, "Oh my God, he looks so tough."
He is.
Yeah. It's kind of a cool moment. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty neat."
So he's 30. Ezekiel, it's 28. Any comparison?
Derrick Henry and Zeke Elliott?
Listen, Elliott was I'm sorry. Yeah. Henry, he's running behind a line that he gets hit as soon as he gets the ball. Give him a team that opens up a hole and give him some to get some going. Yeah, that's going to be ugly.
He's somewhat elusive too, just because he's big. He doesn't take a lot of punishment. He's not a guy that gets hit a lot. He does a great job of avoiding hits and kind of get the side of him or a small shot on him. They don't get head-on shots like they used to with Christian Okoye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Daniel.
Hey, what's going on, Daniel?
Nice. What's good, Daniel?
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I hear you, Noob. But because if he gets
Noob, he makes some jump cuts too. Like I was watching him get up in the hole, and then like all of a sudden he's busting it outside, going downhill. I was like, damn.
Now you made the comment in our text this week that Najee reminds you of Henry.
He does. He's got that size.
As the line was getting better and the running game's getting better, he looks 100% better.
Yeah, he's got that size.
He looks like he's playing with more effort to me. Does that seem right, or do you guys think he's always?
No, you're
played
100% right. You know what the effort is? It's called Jalen Warren running up his ass.
But I also think the holes are opening, and there's a hole now. He's not like Henry's getting hit as soon as he gets the ball, or he takes 2 steps and boom, he's getting hit. Now
even at that, you watch Najee, he's carrying dudes.
Competition.
I want to know. I didn't go back and look at this. I wanted to, and I forgot to do it. I want to know how many yards he had after the first hit. That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, yards after contact. That's a good stat.
Yep.
Jalen Warren is another one, man. He's impressive. He's fun to watch.
Jalen Warren, he's like a bowling ball. But
he's fast.
I felt bad for the kid because everybody was bitching about him fumbling the ball, and it's like, for all the things he did for that team this year, shut up. Just stop talking.
It was a really cold, wet game. That's going to happen, man. A guy really took a good shot on the ball. It was a clean shot on the ball, and it happens.
I had the kids out in the yard today, and I did the same thing. So I just wanted to replay the game. And, exact same shit happened. I was running them over, but then I fumbled a couple times.
Who hit you the hardest, Laney?
Laney knocked me out.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Big playoff weekend coming up, okay? Super playoff weekend. Let's pick these games. The loser buys first drink at the on-location show. Yes, Noobs, you'll have to throw your money in, even if you won't be there. All right. Game number 1. Browns at the Texans. That's the first game on Saturday at 4:30.
You know who I got?
Browns.
I'm down with the Browns.
Noobs?
I hate to say it, but
I gotta go with the defense. We're going Browns. They got a great defense. I gotta agree with you guys.
Guess what, fellas?
Kevin Schmidt got the Browns. Anyone else want to get in the first round?
Smitty, you know what? Smitty is all over Flacco. I'm starting to wonder a little about you, Smitty.
Where's Smitty from?
Smitty's actually a Pittsburgh guy. He lives over here in Frederick. His boys play hockey. That's how I know him. Okay. I'm glad he joined us tonight. Hey, shout out to Smitty. He's a fireman. He's a career fireman. So,
thank you.
Yep, professional fireman. That's Smitty. We appreciate you, brother. I am going to go with the Texans. Smitty, I'm going to put you in on this too.
Smitty might have to show up and pay for drinks.
I might.
He will. He's from Robinson Township. He live out there by the mall now.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice
Chevrolet.
All right, Miami at Kansas City.
What a clusterfuck.
This is a hard one.
That's like two planes going down.
I got the Dolphins with Waddle returning, Mostert returning, A-Chain returning. I'm going with the Dolphins, man.
Okay.
Yeah, give me the Fins.
Okay.
I'm waiting to see what Smitty says. Smitty,
where we at?
Come on, Smitty. I'm waiting.
Make us get Reggie on here.
Reggie.
How about
what are you thinking?
Chops, who you got?
I'm going to go Chiefs.
Chops. Rob, who you got?
Yeah, I think Chops is gone. He was at work.
Yeah,
we might have chased him away. He was at work doing it.
All right.
What happened to Smitty? Come on, Smitty. Dolphins or Chiefs?
T-Sizzle, who you running with?
I said
the game's in KC, Smitty.
KC. Mac. Who's Mac, yo?
Mac and cheese?
KC.
KC.
Okay. T-Sizz, you went with the Fins. All right, here we go. Game 3. Steelers at the Bills.
Steelers.
Sheen's going Steelers.
Steelers.
Sizz?
Steelers.
Just because, I'm a homer.
Steelers.
Noobs?
Bills.
Schmitty got Steelers. All right.
Welcome, Noobs. Welcome.
Noobs, if you jinx us, Noobs, we're going to hold you down and cut your beard off.
You're jinxing them by picking the Steelers. You're supposed to pick the other team.
Smitty, we're going to need you to hold down Noobs. He's a big.
Me? I could go Bills, just so we win.
You're never supposed to pick your home team.
Green Bay at Dallas. Schmitty got the Steelers too.
Who'd you got? You didn't say.
I said Steelers.
All right.
Who'd you got? What kind of English is that?
Who'd you
got?
What's that
girl's
name?
That accelerated program.
There go you.
Daisha Lee.
Who'd you got? I'm start using that. And who'd you got?
Who'd you got?
Green Bay at Dallas.
I got Dallas.
At Dallas.
We'll go with Dallas.
Jack.
I'll take
my fantasy quarterback. He's going to carry us.
The Cowgirls.
Youngie's going Dallas.
We should put that on some terrible towels. Who'd you got? Who'd you got?
I don't know how to spell it, though.
Yeah, be careful on that spelling.
I was going to go Green Bay, but I think you guys talked me out of it.
Smitty got Dallas, baby.
For the love of the game, I'm taking Dallas.
I'll go Dallas. All right. The late game. Rams at Detroit.
Ooh, man.
Lions.
Rams.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Damn, I could see that going either way.
Is kind of, and man, Puka and
Stafford going home, you guys.
I'm taking
Stafford going home.
I'm going Rams because they got a running game too.
Lions.
MCDC. What's that? What's that mean?
Noobs.
Is that ACDC?
What's the spread on that game? What's the spread?
The spread? I don't know.
Fuck. God, that's a tough one.
That player's mom from California.
Stop. I don't know.
I don't know. Motor City, Dan Campbell.
3.5.
City's going Lions.
Lions are getting 3.5. Right.
I'm going Lions then. I'll take Lions. I'll go with the smart guys.
Lions are getting 3.5?
I'm sorry.
Given.
They're giving 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last game, Monday night. Eagles at Bucks.
Eagles. They fixed the shit. They
Did they fix it?
I said they do. I say they do this game, noobs.
Oh, this is gonna be a game where the refs work their magic.
What's my man Chris Berman say about the Bills? Nobody circles the wagon. Is that it?
Yeah.
Nobody circles the wagon like the Eagles.
Eagles.
I'm gonna go with the Beagles, but they're a mess right now with that defense.
They'll be trading AJ Brown after this year, guaranteed.
They're a mess. They're a mess with the defense.
All year AJ Brown was upset. I was telling you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Buccaneers.
Hurts is playing. Duke's got the Bucks.
Yeah.
Hurts is playing with his fingers like it. Did you see that?
It's all jacked up.
Tape him
He looks
up.
like Dick Dilts.
Yeah.
Can you throw with taped fingers?
They haven't mentioned it at all, so I imagine he'll get it all. Yeah. Smitty's going Bucks. All right.
What office? What fire station is Smitty at? Because I'm gonna need these drinks, Smitty. Smitty here.
What station are you at? You at 1 or 2?
I mean,
downtown.
Smitty here.
Upper or lower?
Smitty's out on a fire run, man. He said
Baker has too much swag.
All right.
You are right. He's playing great football.
Hey, what scares me is that Eagles defense. Sirianni, he messed that whole thing up. He said
Smith said Myersville 8.
Myersville, okay.
He said, "Hey, I like you, Shawn. What is it? Decide to say whatever. We're trusting him, but I'm going to put you up in the box, and I'm going to let Patricia call the plays."
Matt Patricia.
And then he gets rid of the DC, and now Patricia's calling the plays. And I don't know if that's a thing where they're keeping the same plays, which I doubt, and the defense is a mess.
Oh, how about that?
I think the Eagles are in trouble after they beat the Bucks.
Most underrated thing in the NFL is offensive and defensive coordinators.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about Black Monday, man.
It's Black Monday.
Monday.
I mean, we've had some guys fired during the season this year, which is pretty unprecedented. What was there? 3 guys? You had the guy from the Chargers.
Steelers.
You had what's his name?
North Carolina.
Josh McDaniel.
North Carolina.
And
the Panthers.
Yep, Frank Reich. But this week, you've only had a few guys fired.
Artie Smith.
You had Art Smith, who was fired after the incident and having 3 consecutive 10-loss seasons. Who goes to Atlanta?
Who cares?
Huh?
I said who cares?
But you know what? Hey, don't you think Atlanta has some hope there, though? I mean, they showed some stuff. I think they showed a little bit.
They got some good young talent. They've drafted pretty well.
Bijan Robinson, I really like him as a running back.
Yeah. They need a quarterback.
Yeah, they do need a quarterback. They kind of put themselves in a hole, though, because they got so far in the play. You know, they got so close to getting in the playoffs. They're a middle-of-the-pack team now.
Yeah.
So what, like when we go to talk about quarterbacks and who they'd match up with in a show or two, you got to think about who you would put on that team. I don't know. Yeah, but I agree with you. I think a quarterback is important. Desmond Ritter is not Ritter, whatever you want to call him. He's not the legit.
Ritter is litter.
Yeah. So that's Atlanta.
Trash.
Who else got the pink slip?
The guy Ron Rivera.
Ron Rivera.
We knew that was coming.
Jacksonville's defensive coordinator.
And the Giants defensive coordinator got fired too.
And Vrabel got cut today.
Yeah, Vrabel.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. That shocked me, kind of.
Belichick's holding his cards close to his chest right now.
Noobs, you want Belichick, noobs?
No.
You want Mike McDonald?
So Mike McDonald, the Ravens DC, I think I'd be happy with him. Ben Johnson, the Lions OC.
Michael McDonald from the Doobie Brothers?
No, not that Mike McD.
Okay.
The guy can do it all. He can sing. Hey, maybe we might bring Bobby Slovic back. The Texans OC. Yeah.
Yes.
He worked on that staff. Those guys all work together.
People are hot after him right now and hot after Todd Monken.
Also, Raheem Morris is on the list too.
Yeah. What about Aaron Glenn?
Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
You think that's what Josh Harris is going to tell him? Go hard or go home?
I like what they're doing, man. It's nice to see some competency finally in this organization after years of absolute incompetency. You see some of the stuff that came out. One of the things, this blew my mind. Snyder forced them to move Dwayne Haskins from a third-round grade to a first-round grade and forced the coaches to take Dwayne Haskins in the first round.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
wow.
He said, it's my team. You're going to pick who I want.
What about if they decide to pick Caleb Williams?
Well, we'll have to invest in some nail polish.
Yeah, that'll be part of that conversation we do down the road. I hear what you're saying.
Josh Harris is definitely redefining the Hogs. He's calling it the Harris Ownership Group, and he's taking it by the snout, and he's doing a good job. These guys and bringing in. He's brought in two guys. A football
Spielman
and a dude from basketball background.
The guy from Golden State.
Yeah. Just to get their input. Obviously, he said not X's and O's from the guy from Golden State, but that's going to make a huge difference to have that collaboration.
The only reason I wouldn't bring Caleb Williams in is because he's from DC. That's where I think it becomes a problem because now his friends are here. They're just.
So was Haskins.
Same thing with Haskins. Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you see someone tweeted that? Someone tweeted that the Commanders have a better front office than the Wizards, a better NBA front office than the Wizards.
Yeah, the Wizards are a whole nother topic. Like I don't understand how they just keep being some shit year after year. They don't even reach the salary cap. I don't think, but yet their owner wants basketball hockey is his thing.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to sell them. So
I like what the Commanders are doing, though, man. I think they're moving in a good direction. It's nice to see what they're doing. It'll be interesting to see who they hire and what they do with all that draft capital. And they're number one as far as cap space, number two as far as actual usable cap space. So like $62 million of usable cap space. That takes into account how much you have to pay the rookies that you're going to draft.
Yeah. You think it's odd that there were only 3 guys fired?
So far?
Yeah. This is Tuesday. Usually on Monday, they're handing out pink slips. Okay, 3 guys in season, 3 guys out of season. Is Antonio Pierce? Hey, guys, is Antonio Pierce going to make the cut? Or are they going to cut him loose?
They've opened it up. They're looking for people. They've requested interviews from a bunch of different teams.
Okay. If Mike Tomlin steps away from the Steelers, I'd take Antonio Pierce in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I agree.
I love his mentality. Absolutely freaking love his mentality.
You know what I was saying today? You don't really need a genius football coach. You need like a motivator as your head coach and a guy that's organized and can kind of put things together. You don't even really need a good football coach to be your head coach. You need someone with a personality.
I got you, Mike. You want me to go down to DC? You want me to take care of
that? You need coordinators. You need 2 really good coordinators.
You need brilliant coordinators is what you need.
Yeah.
Creative and risk-taking coordinators. That's what gets you wins. I feel like as much as the kid down in Miami, but Mike McDaniel, as much as he does what he does down there, he's more of a creative offensive coordinator than he is a head coach. He's just winning those guys over because he's pushing the buttons right offensively right now. He's an interesting dude, that guy. He's a really interesting dude.
He's sharp. He's really sharp.
He is sharp.
You guys been watching the Hard Knocks on what's it called?
I've only watched parts of it. I saw him with his daughter the other day. I saw a clip with him and his daughter and his wife. He's an interesting young man. He really is.
Take a look at the playoff teams right now. Are there any guys that you would say are on the hot seat if they lose?
Eagles.
Round 1.
I agree with that. Whoever said Eagles?
No.
It's either going to be A.J. Brown or that guy.
No.
There's a lot of stuff going on in that locker room. We have no clue what's happening, my man.
Eagles.
How about McCarthy?
Where's he coaching?
Dallas.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, not the quarterback.
Coach McCarthy was my scout team coach. Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right, Smitty. He does relate to the players. I just don't know. Like
I don't think so. I think all those guys should stay in. You get your team in the playoffs, you deserve to stay in. And the Eagles, I mean, you can't just say, oh, well, they kind of fell apart at the end, and so you got to fire the guy.
Noobs, you're always the voice of reason. Jerry Jones don't have a voice of reason, brother. You know what I mean? You're level-headed. You know what I mean? He gonna be like, oh man, next thing you know.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's a question for you guys.
It's true. You're right.
Difference? What's the difference between the Browns this year and the Browns last year? Because it's the same personnel.
Playoffs.
No.
Defensive coordinator.
But guess what?
Sorry,
that defensive coordinator almost got New Orleans into the playoffs. It wasn't him. It was their offense that didn't have what it took to get there. That same defense coordinator kicked ass down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Crab legs. Can we talk about that for 10 seconds too?
Go ahead.
About crab legs? Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? So here, do the setting for everybody that's listening or watching. So you're up by 40-something to 10.
Yeah.
The coach calls you to go and just kneel down and clock it. Victory offense calls Victorio, and then Jameis decides he's going to hand the ball off to his boy, and then they score on that.
You fire both of them.
The quarterback and the running back?
Quarterback and coach.
No, the coach told them to do kneel down.
Yeah, but listen, right. So
he lost all respect.
There you go, New Bazzer. You just said it. Yeah. There you go. They don't respect them, bro. Like, hey, I'm gonna do this. And cause all of that. Like, come on, bro.
Supposedly Winston said, I took a poll when I went in, and who's the running back? I don't know.
It was oh shit.
He didn't score this year. That's why he wanted to do it.
Exactly.
He's a third string guy who didn't score. He was a third string guy who didn't get Williams.
Yeah,
Williams.
He didn't score all year.
Yeah.
That's why he said, hey guys, we got to get him a TD. And they said, let's do it. So they gave it to him. Even though they went in victory formation, they gave it to him and he scores. That was messed up.
Because the defense didn't think they were coming.
And Winston said, would it have mattered if – because it was off an interception. The interception is ran down to the 1 yard line. He said, would it have mattered if he scored on that interception that we had a touchdown?
It's a respect thing, bro.
It's different.
He's respecting all the way.
He told you not to.
Exactly. He's respecting all the way around from what his coach told him to do. And I mean, now you got the other coach mad at your coach because of what you did. It's a respect thing. You just don't do that.
Arthur Smith, knowing he was getting fired too, probably just added insult to injury. Can you imagine?
We're cussing like a champ. They said he came across the field just cussing like a champ.
F you, F that, F all you.
Yeah.
But
sounds like Vincent when he gets mad.
And again, if you're watching, we do jump around, but I just wanted I forgot to make this last point. Jerry Jones said, Mike McCarthy's doing a great job, but I'm not going to commit to him coaching after the 24 playoffs. So that's why I was asking that question.
Take it easy, Smitty.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I heard you, Sizzle, but yeah.
See you, Smitty.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, Noob. He's like a poor man. Well, I guess he ain't a poor man's Dan Snyder. He's a richer man. Dan Snyder. I mean,
he basically he was Dan Snyder, but winning Dan.
Okay.
He was winning Dan Snyder. He's all up in that.
He played in Arkansas. He's a Dan Snyder who knows football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's all that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move into the Natty, you guys. Michigan and Washington. Highlighted the game for you noobs.
I was so impressed with Michigan's running game. So I wouldn't pick one particular play, but just the way they ran the football so effectively was really, really impressive.
Yeah.
Stencil? Yeah, I was going to say Donovan Edwards blowing it up. 2 plays for 2 runs, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he bounced, he hits the whole bounce. I'm like, That was incredible. It really got the game going for Michigan, and that was my highlight. That kid did a great job.
The defense, in particular, the defensive secondary. Penix made everybody look, what is that, Pop Warner-ish all year. And then, I mean, I seen Michigan this year. I went up to Penn State, and my brother-in-law, he was saying that, the Penn State guys were saying, because he's friends with those guys, that, those guys were saying that they had a hell of a secondary, and that's what they did. They showed it.
Up front too, their D line was ridiculous.
I don't know if you guys heard this, but they were showing the guy who took over for Harbaugh when he got suspended, and they were talking about that was his O-line, that he was the O-line coach. And they said it had been more than 10 years since Michigan had an O-line that's become as dominant as their O-line has become. They really hadn't had a priority on it for the last 10 years or so. And now that this guy's come on board, he's brought that same mentality that they used to have. Let's face it. You go back and start looking in the NFL before 10 years ago, there's a lot of offensive linemen from Michigan that got drafted. And they really were singing his praise about the approach he's taken and the respect he gets with these guys. And when they go out recruiting, they look to build in the trenches before they look to build anywhere else. They said that's real important to them. So, yeah. That's Big Ten football, though. Let's face it. Big Ten, they want to bang the ball on the ground. Yeah, Ohio State's gotten away from that with passing the ball, but a lot of the school, Michigan's still there. Eventually, what's going to happen in the NFL is it's going to go back to that, because think about all the guys they're putting on the field. They're drafting guys that are cover corners in the slot. They're drafting high-end dime package guys, hello, I'm probably going to go back to a running game that's dominant, because those guys ain't coming up and stopping my running backs like you want them to.
Linebackers look a lot different now than they did to the back then, too.
Hell yeah, Mike. They got to be able to run with a tight end who's athletic as hell, like an Isaiah Likely's a prime example. That kid can run. Okay, George Kittle, that kid can run. And then your running backs coming out of the backfield. No team has one guy that's a bell cow guy today. It's 2-3 guys.
Yeah.
So, who's going to be a better pro, J.J. McCarthy or Michael Penix?
Well,
go ahead.
I'm going with McCarthy.
Let me look at my crystal ball.
I don't think Penix. I think last night proved that Penix is a college quarterback. That's what he is. All that stuff. That stuff that you do. That don't.
But
in the NFL.
I understand what you're saying.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, Sizzle. And he has a history of injuries, believe it or not. To be honest with you.
Yeah, bad ones.
Yep. This is his 6th year. It's McCarthy's junior year.
Oh, wow.
Penix is 23 and McCarthy's 20. And what I was looking at, and I agree with that, where Penix looked lights out throughout the year. And he gets to this game, he has all this pressure, and he kind of crapped the bed. In 2 interceptions, and he missed that guy down the seam where he should have hit him. He threw it to the side where he probably should have thrown inside the numbers, because that safety bit when he turned his hips and whatever. But I was looking at and heard McCarthy didn't really have to experience that pressure. He had that running game. He got that front line. He got the protection. He didn't have to put his arm out there. He's thrown some crisp passes and did a great job. But he didn't really have to step up to take over the show. So that's why I was also hearing that they're pushing for him to possibly go back another year.
McCarthy?
Yeah, stay where
from my perspective, I've always liked McCarthy. I told Noobs this. I tell Noobs everything because I see him all the time, every day. Mm-hmm. I told Noobs, he's my guy.
Relationship, guys.
He's my guy.
Shoulder massage.
McCarthy's my guy. He's my guy because he's tough. He came right into a program that demands that toughness, and he's been productive. He didn't have to run the ball last night most of the game, but when he picked his moment to run, it was super important, and he ran like hell, and he got a big gain out of it. And then he ran it again the very next play. I mean, I think the kid's a smart kid. I think the kid's a productive kid, and I think he's going to be a system quarterback.
They mention this every damn game, though. His mental
acuity,
mental health, and him meditating at the goalpost, and mental health. I mean, what's going on? Could that be a factor of what's him staying another year? Or
who? JJ McCarthy?
Yeah.
It worked. They won.
Yeah.
Maybe his mental health is about his mental toughness. Maybe he's mentally tough because he takes that time to do that kind of stuff. I personally did. You know what? When I was watching the two bowl games that I told you guys, the 2 New Year's Day bowl games that got them to this point, I watched both of those games on All 22, and it wasn't end zone shot; it was up above shot. And I just didn't like what I saw from Penix. And Mike said to me, he's on the money with his passes. Yeah, he had a lot of passes on the money, but I saw a lot of guys running free who would sit down and then Penix would hit them. You know, I'm looking for a guy who can get out of that damn pocket, be moving with the guy moving with him and hit him. You know, that's what I'm looking for. And I didn't see that from him. I don't know. He wouldn't be my guy.
I wasn't very impressed with him last night. I was worried when I saw him entering the stadium. He had like a hat and like a mask and like barely see his eyes. Oh, just look, he's trying to look cool coming into the stadium.
Who's that?
Penix.
Yeah.
They showed him walking in, and it's never a good look when you're trying to be somebody you're not.
I call that idiot shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it just was bad vibes. And
I didn't see. Was McCarthy's girlfriend there with his dad?
What's up with all the girlfriend shit, y'all?
Yeah.
Come on. You guys are creeps, man. Come on, man. We try to stop being creeps.
They put it up on X. They put it up on TV. You know, it is.
Dad's got some
McCarthy's dad.
Frisky hands.
McCarthy's dad.
No, I'm just a McCarthy guy. Look, if Pittsburgh's going to go a different direction at quarterback, I would love to see that kid in Pittsburgh.
I think he needs to go to a place where he can sit behind somebody for 2 or 3 years, and then eventually work his way in.
Sounds perfect. Let him sit behind Mason Rudolph.
I'd sit behind McCarthy's dad.
You don't want to sit in front of him.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Back to the pros or back to Michigan? That's all I want to know. Jim Harbaugh, noobs, back to the pros or back
Chargers.
to Michigan? Huh?
He's going to the Chargers.
Okay.
Back to the West Coast. I think the fact that he did not accept the $125 million 10-year contract extension and just said, I'm going to think about it, or actually no comment, he's gone pro.
Sheen?
That would make him the highest paid in the sport.
Rasheen?
Are you on mute?
He is on mute.
I don't know how he is mute, but yes, I'm gonna go ahead and say pro. Jeez,
I was gonna say it got quiet there.
I didn't touch it.
Is he going to have to go? Let me say this though, and I agree with you guys. Is he going to have to go to a team that has an somewhat established team?
No, because he could go to the DC team, whatever they're going to call themselves.
He's not going there. He's going to the Chargers.
Why do you say that, Mike?
That's established.
Herbert.
They said he was already looking for real estate in LA.
He loves Herbert.
And he likes the West Coast. I'm pretty sure that's where he's going. And
Interesting.
he loves Herbert. It's a good situation, and they love him.
Yeah.
And they're going to pay him. Spanos that family they're cheapskates, and they're actually going to pay him.
Hey, Blake Corum, is he going to be the next great back in the NFL from Michigan?
Oh, he's going to be decent. He's
Who's he compared to?
He's 5'8", 213.
Yeah,
he's a change of pace guy. He's not a starter, I don't think, in the NFL.
He's a less than what's our backup guy's name?
Warren.
He's a lesser Warren.
Oh, he's not Warren by any means. Yeah,
Darren Sproles. He's a Darren Sproles.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if he's that
Sproles
good.
To catch out the backfield.
No.
Interesting.
He led the
Napoleon McCollum.
he led college.
Napoleon McCallum.
He led the
That went over
NCAA.
their head, Mark.
Navy.
27 touchdowns he had this year. He led the
T says you would have had second most touchdowns if you played behind Michigan's O-line.
you think?
Yeah.
Even with that gimp leg.
Yeah.
Even with that gimp leg.
I might need the tush push from
See, we doing
From McCarthy's dad.
Pause.
Northeast.
Pause. I'm not pushing your tush, brother.
He gave
Give me a little
he
time.
did the tush push last year at the game.
Pushing your tush. You're on your own, brother.
Hey, last
After Michael
question about
McDonald,
this.
you're on your own.
Last question
On
about
my
this.
own.
12 teams next year in the NCAA playoffs, okay?
Mhm.
Will these two teams be back? That's all I want to know.
Washington,
Michigan,
no.
yes.
Michigan, yes.
Yes. Racine's got it.
Washington, no. Michigan, yes. Because of the lines. Because of the offensive lines.
I think a lot of their talent's going to be gone in Washington. It ain't like they was a number 3 or 4 recruiting class.
Running back, receiver, and quarterback all gone
From Washington.
from Washington, and they are legit. They're all good.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Sizz.
What conference are they going to next year, Washington?
What
Are they-
conference?
Are they the ones in the Big Ten, or are they independent?
They're in the Big Ten.
Yeah, they
Okay.
ain't. Yeah, you ain't doing that in the big. If that happened to you last night, this thing.
They're going to the Big Ten. Yeah.
They're going to be. They're going to be the. Who did we say? They're going to be the Florida State of the SEC.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
That you haven't heard much about that lately, have you?
No, not at all. They crapped the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, T-Sizz, it's your turn, man.
Hey, let's do a little trivia here, fellas. 1902 is the first bowl game. Do you know what it was?
The Rose Bowl.
Rose
No.
Bowl. You know who played in that game?
The granddaddy of them all.
Uh-huh.
It was
Princeton.
Shit,
No.
man, I can't remember. But
Rutgers.
I just heard it.
Was it Rutgers?
You're way off.
Brown.
Think about where it is.
Okay.
Oh.
USC,
No. Close.
UCLA.
I'll give you another clue.
Stanford.
Yes.
Stanford.
And
I said Stanford.
the guy who coached them also coached the other team. Not at the same time.
Notre Dame.
Michigan. All right. Michigan won. Michigan won 11-0. Michigan beat Stanford 49-0. Last night was the 10th FBS game. Do you remember who played in last year's game? So we went from 1902 to 2020.
Last
Georgia.
year's national champion was Georgia.
And
Georgia beat Ohio State.
nope.
Ain't that sad?
Yeah.
Who Georgia beat?
The Horny Frogs.
Yeah, TCU.
Oh,
Yep.
destroyed them.
TCU.
Hey, that was the largest victory in any bowl game ever, 65-7.
Mm.
Wow.
Do you think Georgia would have beat Michigan last night?
I think it would have been one hell of a game.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going with you.
Better.
I cannot go against I can't go against the SEC.
I know. I'm with you,
All right.
Rasheen. Yep.
That's why I thought Georgia should have been in it over Texas.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah. I
Um,
did too.
do you
Flawed
know who
system.
the MVP was last year? Or who was the MVP last night?
I don't know. Probably the running back.
JJ.
Yeah.
Blake Corum.
Yeah. Who was the MVP
was
last
sweet.
year?
JJ McCarthy was the MVP.
Who was it? I don't know. I went to sleep.
It's the MVP last night should have been Blake Corum or Donovan Edwards.
Yes,
So it should have been.
Who was it, Sis?
It was Corum.
Okay.
Oh, it should have been Corum. Good.
Last
Last
year,
year it was probably the quarterback.
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's watching this from his rehab place.
Oh, that sucks.
Do you know who was in the first? So if this is the 10th FBS game, do you know who in the first was in the first one?
This is a lot of-
FBS?
There's a lot of questions.
Clemson? No.
Oh,
Got to be Alabama. No.
Big Ten won.
what year? What year is this? 10 years ago. So
Ohio
13?
State.
Yes.
Ohio
Versus
State and
Miami?
Again, out west.
Florida.
They beat
Out west.
Oregon.
Oh, USC.
Oregon.
Oregon.
Ducks.
You know who that MVP was?
Bo Nix.
Zeke.
Oh, interesting.
So that was the
No,
first one.
One of you guys said he's 28 years old.
Yes,
I didn't realize that. The other thing,
He
speaking
seems
of
like he
that,
should be like 38.
you know, Dallas's running game, by not having him, has really taken a hit. Whether he carried the ball or not a lot,
Yeah.
he was a decoy for people to load up that box and stop him.
1-2 punch. Yeah.
You know, he was a.
Rasheed,
what's that question you got for us this week?
Hey, y'all, this is pretty easy. What's your fast food go-to? Your favorite fast food, and what do you get there when you go?
Now, when you say fast food, does it have to have a drive-thru?
Sizzle, god damn it. Maybe you go fight, okay?
Chick-fil-A, I'm getting a 12-piece nugget meal.
Nope.
Chipotle. And I'm going to get the chicken bowl with both beans, rice, white rice, and extra white rice, sour cream, medium salsa,
guac,
and lettuce. No guac. That's extra money. I don't.
Wow.
And give me the cup of water so I can pour Coke in it.
Okay.
Chipotle, be on the lookout for this guy. Sizzle, hit it.
So that doesn't have a drive-thru. You can sit down there. I'm going Mission Barbecue.
Oh,
that's good.
You
That's
got
a good play. That's good.
the beef tips marinated in the Memphis Belle. Whew, money. Money. And their mac. You got to get the mac and cheese because they sprinkle that little joint on it. I was like, ooh, that's money.
Nice. That little joint.
Rasheen, what's your go-to, Rasheen?
I'm McDonald's, 10 nuggets, baby. Easy.
Oh my gosh.
The 10 nugget meal. Did you get that fun meal that they just had?
What sauce? What sauce do you get?
Take a guess.
I'm going to say hot mustard sauce.
Yes. Sweet and sour noobs. Yes.
I'm way off point today.
What about your Maradei? What sauce does Maradei get with his Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A sauce?
Is there anything else?
Ooh, I hit it on the first one. I don't like their Chick-fil-A sauce. I like barbecue or buffalo, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Okay. All right, fellas. Great show. Let's tell them where we're from. Tell them how they can find us.
Vandergrift.
Yeah.
Oh, you can find me on the X and Instagram, One Young Terry.
Yes,
You
sir.
can find me in the trap. It's going down. Meet me at the mall. The words are wrong.
X and Instagram at Coach Noob. You can see it right there on your screen, right there.
At Coach Noob. Rasheen?
I'm easy to find. If you're looking for me because I said something bad about you, I'm easy to find. I'm not hard to find. I'm in Walkersville, Maryland. But I'm on Facebook, Rasheen Hill.
That Walkersville head coach is going to be coming for you. You better be careful.
Hey, listen, I need somebody to get that job because I do want to come back to coaching. I do. I really do.
Noobs, that's all you, baby.
No. Good. Been there, done that.
I need one of y'all to apply.
Hey, shout out to Sideline Sports and Let's Talk Sports for having us on board with their networks. We got something else big in the works, and we'll let you know when that goes down. Connect with us here on the Original Sports Podcast by checking out our website, podpage.com, Original Sports Podcast with Mark Maradei. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and you can watch all our episodes all over the place on YouTube, any network, and our own station. You can either find us at OSP with MM or Original Sports Podcast. Feel free to reach out to us. Let us know if you have any comments, questions, suggestions for future guests. If you'd like to be on the show and you got something big to bring, hit us up at originalsportspodcast@gmail.com. Shout out to Shawn Antkowiak for doing our voice intro, Charlie Hodgson for doing our intro and outro music, and my lovely wife, Terri, for joining our webpage. Join us next Tuesday at 7:05 p.m., our regular time, for the Original Sports Podcast as we bring you the Take care, everybody.
Watch out for that wind and rain.
Windy
Go
rain.
play some football. Go play